Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. So, how I said this automatically puts my intro and outro in for me? I set that up and apparently it mutes me too. That's fine. It's fine. Now we know. It's going to mute me every single time. Yeah, we were talking about I think it was Bill's stream, right? We were talking about somebody said something about Doctor Who slightly. A tiny commented about Doctor Who. And now we're doing a whole PJ show today. We're doing a whole PJ show today. So if you don't have your PJs on, just pause me and go get your PJs on. Because I have a Doctor Who robe and I love it's old, ancient, which is good because robes made a while ago are like super, super thick and heavy and um, you know, substantial. Not like clothes we make today. It's it's been with me for a long time. No, we don't need a fez. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes. I've watched every single episode there is of Doctor Who. Um, even the ones that they had to recreate. So when Doctor Who first started, they didn't really save episodes. So it's real hard to get the old, episodes that when it first started in black and white and everything. So what some people have done is they found like audio clips of the set that day, and they created cartoons so that we can see the old Doctor Who. Um, so I've seen all those too. I got them off of not Napster. I can't remember. I can't remember where I got them. Oh man, it was so long ago. When you would get your videos from the internet and it would take forever. Hey Jay. So Lisi and Jay. So Monday, I'm streaming at 9 AM apart from my normal stream. So I'll do my normal stream and it won't be AI. It'll be me. Um, but I'm streaming at 9 AM as well, a special stream because Tommy doesn't get up at 4:30. And nothing I say is gonna make Tommy get up at 4:30 in the morning, which is fine. So for Tommy, I'm gonna do a best of 2024. So all the clips that I'm playing on Monday morning at 9 AM, you guys have already seen. Jay, I know you have already seen them. Lisi, I know you have already seen them because you guys were there at the beginning. You guys were there. And Kelly, you were right and I was wrong 100% every time. It was not a year ago. It's almost a year, but it was not a year ago. Monday, 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. It's just gonna be you know, uh best of 2024 maybe. All I'm really doing is finding a few clips that I think are a little funny and streaming them at 9 because that's easy. It's not as easy as you think though. I go back through my old streams, I'm like, "Ah, that ain't funny. That ain't funny. It's not funny enough. That's not funny enough." I'm not gonna do the blankety blank blank. No, but 9 o'clock. He, he doesn't start till like 10 my time, Michael. So I'll have time to do a quick little stream before the judge is there. Yeah, and Jessica Kelly, that's my niece. Yeah, Mel, you and Fozzie are both below at work. Why don't you guys trade? Oh my gosh, Jen, thank you. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's gonna play. I need a way to not do that. I don't know how to not do that. Cynthia. I have to look and see who got it. I still see white. Fix it. So we're going to go to part 2 today. And then tomorrow we should get the verdict. Yes. No, no. I mean, at this point, do we want Sue to get green? I mean, I know, Sue, you really want to get green, but it's funny. It's content. So I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I hope you get green someday. Yay. See, I told you guys, when you guys buy memberships, other people are so freaking happy. Hallelujah. Now I'm going to be singing that song forever. All right, let's get started with day 2.
Redirect, Miss Rich. So, Ms. Thomas, you said you had about 2 shots of the liquor, right?
Yeah.
Does that get you intoxicated?
No.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that he was flirting with your sister, and you weren't necessarily mad, but you were kind of embarrassed. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Would the way you testified and just kind of your demeanor, was it more you're just kind of over it at
Yeah.
this point? Now, all of this happening outside, did you have
I'd
like
like
a
to
timer
try it
going on your
once.
phone or anything?
No, I don't think anybody who's been attacked has a timer.
So when you were testifying about timing, was that the best guess?
Yes.
Now, you mentioned your sister was on the phone. So Briasia was on the phone with your older sister.
Yes.
At some point, you were on the phone with your older sister.
Yes.
Is your older sister someone that you two would call for help
Yes.
or to talk to?
Yes, of course.
Hi, Practical Polly.
Now, when you're outside, you said he was pulling your hair. Was that kind of a typical thing he would do?
Sometimes.
Okay.
I do have to warn all the ladies in chat. I don't know if you're I don't know if you're in Judge Fleischer's courtroom today or not, but you're gonna want, okay? Just mentally prepare yourself. I can't tell you for what. I just can't. Um, but I'm gonna play it.
Now, you did mention that when you were on the ground, at some point he was on the ground with you.
Yes.
Do I have that right? At some point, did that change? Was he on the ground with you and then did he stand up?
He was over me. Like, I'm still laying and he's over me. Like, he's not standing up, but he's just over me. Like, his body is over me. You know, kind of like he's sitting on me.
Okay. So is he on his
And
knees?
he's just yelling. Yeah, his knees are on the ground and he's sitting on me and he's just yelling. I got him messed up. And I kind of just be quiet at that point.
Why would you just be quiet at that point?
Because, like I told her, if I'm usually when I'm quiet and not argue back and stuff, eventually our fights stop.
Now, with the glass in your shoe, did you step on a piece of glass or did it get into your shoe?
It got into my crock.
Okay.
Please don't ask me how, because I don't know.
Okay, I won't.
But luckily, it came.
Now, I want to talk about your window of the car. You mentioned it was damaged from the first incident. What was that?
We had got.
I don't see any issues here on my side. Are you guys, am I freezing? Is this not working? Yeah. Yeah. There. Hey, Jazzy. Oh, no. Okay. Lori said I'm good.
Into it, and he went walking. And then I was on my way to my sister's house, and I met him at the corner, and he had the bottle in the bag, and he swung it, and it hit my window.
So he hit it with the bottle the first go around?
He swung the bag and it hit the windshield,
Okay.
and the bottle was in the bag.
May I approach this witness?
You may.
Ms. Thomas, I'm showing you what's been marked for identification purposes as state's proposed exhibit 11. Do you recognize what's in state's exhibit 11?
Yes,
Is this a fair and accurate depiction of the damage of your windshield on May 30th, the night this all happened?
yes.
Your Honor, the state moves to admit and publish proposed exhibit 11.
Ms. Weinsker?
No objection.
The court will show that State's Exhibit 11 is admitted without objection, and the court will also grant the state's motion to publish State's Exhibit 11.
Right, Ms. Thomas, looking again at the screen behind you, can you help us understand what is different?
Yeah. I froze when I saw it too. I actually had to leave chat because I was sure I was going to get banned by comments if I did not leave chat. So I'll watch it with you guys together for the first time too.
About this damage versus some of the damage in defendant's exhibits A, B, and C?
The circle part where it's in the middle and it looks more damage into it and not just being the light damage is where he hit it in the circle part of it.
Okay, so originally the damage was more surface level.
Yes, and then when he hit it that night, it went a little more deeper, and then it got to where now it's like.
Remember, I said he does not testify, but we hear a lot from him. We're going to hear a lot from him, but he does not testify now.
Everything is spread out.
And there are more cracks here than there are in the previous damage.
Yes, of course it is.
Okay.
And from them pictures, you can't really tell. That picture you can, but them other pictures,
No
you
darkest.
can't really
No.
see. You can see something's
Denied.
damaged, but you can't see how in detail it is damaged.
I have no other questions.
Recross, Ms. Weinsker?
So it's your testimony that on May 30th, he hit your vehicle in the exact same spot that he did previously?
Yes.
No further questions.
Ms. Rich?
No, Your Honor.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are there any juror questions for this witness? If so, please raise your hand. It's like there's at least one question. There was a juror question that was presented. However, per the Indiana Rules of Evidence, this question may not be asked. And as such, Ms. Rich, is this witness excused?
Yes.
Is she released from her subpoena?
No.
Okay, so what that means, Ms. Thomas, is that you are excused from the witness stand now. However, you are still under subpoena. My understanding is that we are going into tomorrow as far as the trial is concerned, and the state of Indiana will give you further information or guidance regarding that subpoena. But I will tell you that there's a separation of witness order in effect. What that means is while the trial is ongoing and you are under subpoena, you cannot talk to any of the other subpoenaed witnesses or any other parties regarding your testimony or their testimony. You also cannot watch these proceedings in court. You cannot watch these proceedings virtually either. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Thank you. With that, you are excused.
Duh. When I start streaming.
And then counsel, I will have you approach, please. This witness.
State of Indiana calls Jeffrey Goral.
Officer, I'll have you come up to the bench to be sworn in, please. Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm under the pains and penalties of perjury, the testimony that you provide to this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. Go ahead and have a seat at the witness stand. And Ms. Rich, if you would collect the state's exhibit, please.
You shut up. So yeah, I'm outside a lot right now because it's 35 degrees outside and I'm 51 years old. So yeah, I go outside a lot. It's heavenly. No, you are.
Mr. Barry, you may proceed when you're ready.
Can you please introduce yourself to the jury?
Corporal Jeff Gorbel with the Elkhart Police Department.
For the court reporter, could you please spell your name?
First name Jeff. Full name is Jeffrey Jeffrey. Last name Gorball.
Where do you work?
The Elkhart City Police Department.
How long have you worked for the Elkhart Police Department?
About 21 and a half years.
We've already heard a little bit about the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. Did you successfully graduate from the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy?
Yes, I did in 2003.
Did you successfully?
So the case is all about blah, 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 blah. And then we get body cam videos of the police trying to get him into the car because of a domestic violence.
Complete field training program?
Yes.
Please walk us through your career with the Elkhart Police Department.
With being on 21 years plus, I've worked every shift. Was on a street crimes unit. I was in the ICE unit, which is undercover unit in 2006 and 2005, 2006. Came back patrol, been patrolled ever since. And through that time, I was on the meth lab cleanup team. I was a field trainer.
So just so you know, it's not often that we get co-counsel on a simple domestic violence case, but we have co-counsel.
Officer myself, breath test operator. I'm evidence technician, where I do crime scenes or take photographs, fingerprints. I'm also on the Elkhart Police Department Honor Guard as well.
What is your current rank?
Corporal on midnight shift.
How does one become a corporal?
Being on three to 5 years. Had to take a test, do an interview, do a resume packet.
Do you have any specialized training?
Just a bunch of drug classes, breath test operation. We had to be recertified every 2 years. A couple other evidence technician classes in Indianapolis.
I want to talk a little bit more about your experience as an evidence technician. Is that what you're referring to as evidence tech?
Yes, I've been evidence technician since March of 2007.
Or even just tech, that's another word.
Yes, that's short abbreviation.
So what does an evidence tech do?
There was a crack. So the last time someone shut my garage door, there was something in the way, and there was a tiny crack at the bottom that I didn't notice because it was just a tiny crack at the bottom. My neighbor kids were caught taking their cameras and pushing it under the crack at the bottom of my garage door so that they could take videos of my garage. Like, why? Why did they do that? So yeah, I said, get off my lawn. Why would they do something like that?
For the street level, we'll take photographs, fingerprint for like any burglaries, help with the officers on scene, what they need.
I have 2 garage door openers.
How many? evidence
Sometimes
techs
one
work
if I have
per
groceries.
given shift?
Right now, our midnight shift, we have 5 on our shift.
Earlier, you said you went under, you did certain training to become an evidence technician. What was that training?
It was a week or so with an evidence crime scene tech, where they're specialized in major crime scenes, and they're Monday through Friday. They have more specialized training than I do. It's just a basic street level evidence crime scene that we do, just on normal.
It's not that
Can you
cold
speak
yet.
more about the distinction you're making?
It's not even freezing yet.
Right. If there's a difference between, because I do street level.
I still haven't even found my coat yet. I'm sure I'll find it soon.
Crime scene, and there's major crime scene where the crime scene technicians with CSI, they do homicides. So major cases. I do the low level domestic.
Does it look like I put my car in a garage? Do I look like that kind of person? Oh wait, let me put my pinky out while I sip from my cup.
batteries, regular batteries, burglaries, robberies, where they don't necessarily call out criminal investigation detectives.
So it would be fair to say that you have a lot of experience working as an evidence tech on domestic batteries and batteries?
Yes, for 17 years.
Specifically going to taking photographs, what type of camera do you have?
I have a digital camera.
When you first get to a scene as a tech, do you choose what photograph to take, or does another officer direct you?
The officers on scene direct me what they have, what they need photos of.
As a tech, do you often take photographs of people's injuries?
Yes,
Why do you take photos of people's injuries?
the show what kind of injuries they do have from the incident.
They can have anything they want.
How often is that something you do?
Probably on a weekly basis.
When you arrive on a scene and are tasked with photographing injuries, how do you go about doing that?
I take photos with and without scale. I have a 6-inch ruler. I would take the photo without the ruler.
Wait a second, dude. Dude, you're in a courtroom. Don't say things like that. Only 6-inch ruler?
Compare it to the injury and without the injury. If it's like on the arm, if there's a cut on the arm or a bruise on the arm, I would put the ruler next to the injury, take a photo, take it away, or vice versa, and take photos.
What's the purpose of using this ruler? Measurement?
Just a kind of some kind of scale of how big the injury is.
What factors come into play when you are taking photographs of a person at a scene?
I'm sorry, what?
Why would you Why would you take certain photos and not other photos, and what factors come into that determination?
That's just what they had, just what kind of evidence that there's certain kind of injuries or all the injuries. We would take photos of that.
And do you take into account lighting conditions and different things that?
Yes, if it's dark, not dark, we would go in a lighted place, dark place. If it's outside, if I don't take the photos of the rest of the person, I use a flashlight to illuminate the area so it brightens up the area.
Will you take photographs of other things other than the injuries of the victim?
Yes, the area where the incident occurred, if there's any other damage.
Why would you take photos of the area where the injury occurred?
Just the location of where it happened.
As an evidence set, if there's a search warrant for residence, will you take a picture of the search warrant as well?
If there was, sometimes, yes.
How often does that happen?
If it's just a regular scene, not much, because we're not searching for things.
As an evidence tech, are you called out at scenes related to domestic violence? Like you said earlier, you were.
Yes.
How often?
Usually on a weekly basis.
And that's responding to these calls as an evidence technician on a weekly basis?
Yes.
Have you seen a variety of different types of injuries in these cases?
Yes, bruising, cuts, pulled hair, scratches, abrasions.
Every time that you're called to one of these domestic battery calls, is there always an injury that you can take a photograph of?
Right. Sometimes there's no injury at all.
How often does that happen where there's no injury to take a photo of?
I can't give you a number, but quite a bit, where I would take the photos of the person. If there's a complaint of pain in that area, and I tell them, hey, if it starts bruising over time, give us a call back and we'll take more photos.
Can I detour real quick from court? Because you guys were started talking about music, and I have a question, and I know I'm going to mess this up. I had music bingo on Wednesday, okay? And a song came on, and like 50% of the bar knew every single word and were just singing so loud. And the rest of us were like, what in the hell? Where did this come from? I've never heard this song before in my entire life. And everybody was shocked. It's like the people who knew the song were just shocked that some of us have never ever heard this song. Now I want to know in my chat who knows this song. Yeah, Sweet Caroline, never heard of it. No, no, it's called I think it's just called Earl. And I think if I'm trying to remember, like he murders his ex or something. Earl. How many people you have? If you know it, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about by now, then you're with me and you've never heard it. You don't know it. Okay, it's called Goodbye, Earl. Is it called Goodbye, Earl? I thought he killed someone else. So, Fletcher, you don't count. You know all the songs. You know every single song in the world. Okay, Fozzie doesn't know it. Lori knows it. Kurt knows it. Another Smith knows it, but I think another Smith also knows all the songs in the world. Nope, Jay from Michigan does not know it. Hope knows it. Oh gosh, Lisi knows it and I don't know it. Oh, they want to kill Earl. They kill Earl. I thought he killed his girlfriend. Okay. All I know is the people who actually that's okay. I didn't know it was the Dixie Chicks. All I know is after that played and everybody was singing loudly and then everybody else was like, "What are you doing? What is this? Never heard of it." About 5 minutes later, there was a gap. There was this huge discussion amongst the tables about you're not allowed to say Dixie anymore. It's the chicks formerly known as, or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Always I know is, guys, no, she's. I love country. I just don't listen to it that often. I don't know why, but always I know, guys, is we should invest, you know, time and learn this song. I like Luke Bryan and jeans. That's why I like country and Western music because of his jeans.
Your experience, do victims of domestic violence always cooperate with the law enforcement that's tasked like you with photographing the injuries?
Right. I was been to several domestic.
That's not true. What was that song? The, I'm going to tell you why I like country music, and you'll agree with me if I ever remember. There was this. Oh, he made such a good song. He made such a loving, loving song about 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was about his wife. He has like black hair. It starts with a T. Okay, I'll figure it out and then I'll come back to that. And that's why I like country music.
Situations where I was refused. They don't want to take any photos at all.
How often does that happen?
On occasion, I can't give you a number, but it happens quite frequently.
Based on your experience, why don't they cooperate? The victims.
Because that's who they live with. That's who they care about. They don't want any more trouble in the future, and that's who they love.
Going to the night of May 30th, 2024, were you working that evening?
Yes, I was.
On that date,
Thomas Rhett, Die a Happy Man. That one was really good.
at approximately 12:22 a.m., were you dispatched to a location?
Yes.
Where was that?
It was 1729 Francis Avenue in Elkhart, Indiana.
What was the nature of that call?
It was a call runs to a domestic situation for an evidence technician request.
When you first arrived on the scene, who all was there?
When I got there was Corporal Adams and Corporal Byler.
What was happening?
I got in my car and they had the person in custody, and I just went up to the door. What needed to be photographed, what injuries needed to be.
Were you told by an officer at the scene what to take a photograph of?
Usually be Corporal Byler or Corporal Adams.
And what did they tell you about? What instructions did you receive about photographing?
There was a cut on her foot, that pain to the right wrist area.
And were you able to observe this as well?
I observed the abrasion on the right foot. I did not see any injuries, just a complaint of pain where the victim advised, and that she had also advised that she had her hair in a bun, that she was pulled, her hair was pulled out, so I took a photo of her head area.
So spoil her rotten
What was her
today.
demeanor at this time?
She was upset. She had red and watery eyes.
Are you outfitted with a body camera?
Yes,
Where does it sit on your body?
right here in my pocket.
Your Honor, permission to approach the witness?
You may.
I'm handing Officer Gorbel what's been previously marked as proposed State's Exhibit 4. What is proposed State's Exhibit 4?
That's my handwriting, my signature, and the date of birth with the video recording of my body camera.
How do you recognize it?
I saw the video. You showed me the video
So your body cam footage is on that
on this disc.
And does that footage fairly and accurately depict the events of May 30th?
Yes,
2024?
what I was involved with.
Your Honor, permission to publish the body cam footage by showing it on WebEx?
I think first, a motion to admit, are you moving to admit it?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I apologize. Yes, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Got ahead of yourself, Mr. Berry. Ms. Schweinster, is there any objection to the state's motion to admit State's Exhibit 4?
No, Judge.
The court will show that State's Exhibit 4 is admitted without objection, and now the court will grant the state's motion to publish State's Exhibit 4.
I'm going to start the video at 1 minute and 17 seconds into the clip. Just give us 1 moment while we get it set up.
Mr. Berry, would it be fair to say that you are publishing a portion of State's Exhibit 4?
Yes, just a portion being published. Your Honor.
Thank you. So we've got the time that it starts, and then at the time that we stop the video, I will direct the state of Indiana notify the point in time that it stopped.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's a show within a show within a show, guys. Everybody go into comments after this video is over or now. Everybody go into the comments and say happy birthday, Tina P. Please, Tina P is so precious. Happy birthday, Tina.
Could you take it off of display for just a minute? I'm sorry. I apologize. Can you put it back on display now?
Maybe we should all just keep saying happy birthday, Tina P, until they figure out their technology. Happy birthday to, well, I'm not singing happy birthday though. Oh my gosh, you have a 15-year-old granddaughter? Girl, you need some energy drinks or something. I don't know how you handle 15-year-old girls are nightmares. They're freaking nightmares.
You injured there?
He cut my foot.
Oh, you cut your foot?
He's still with glass. If you guys don't see it, it's right
Right, on
outside
the, okay,
on the stairs.
on the
So
stairs.
it went into my crock and it went my butt.
Okay. You want to take a seat so you don't have to worry about falling. I'll take it.
Crocs kill.
Did he
Where's
damage your
Donald?
vehicle?
Yeah.
Where's Donald? We're about to have some good feet pics.
And he swung my wrist over.
If you continue watching this video after this point in time, you're gonna have to send me some money for these feet pics. Feet pics aren't free, you know. They're currency online. So go drop $1. Go drop $1 in the super chat thing or whatever if you want to see these feet pics. I have to split it with Donald.
Right now. And he pulled my ponytail. I was in.
Mary, this is a silly question, okay? So stick with me. Does your last name start with a B? And did you used to have your full name on YouTube and then you cut your last name out, maybe because you wanted to keep it private, which is why I didn't say the whole thing right now?
I'm gonna take a couple.
My wrist is so yeah. Because it just popped. Yeah. And then I just walked. My crocs on. It's just my wrist. So you just.
Okay, I'll take a photo of it, just in case it any couple.
I just want you to know, Fozzie, for the rest of your life, you shall be known with someone who paid $5 for feet pics. And there's nothing you can do about it now. You did it. It's a live stream. We can't even delete it. You did it live. Fozzie pays for feet pics, guys.
If a couple days have bruises or whatever,
If you're broke and you need $5, Fozzie pays for feet pics.
and we'll come back. We'll take some more photos. Okay. Did anything happen inside?
No,
damage
we went
inside?
outside
Outside,
because
okay.
we realized he had already been drinking too much. So we went outside. And I asked him about some stuff in his phone and he just went crazy. So I asked my sister to lock my door because my kids are upstairs. And that's when he attacked me and bust my window.
You said you pulled your hair.
Yeah, but it just took my ponytail out.
Okay. I'm gonna take a photo of your hair here.
But my windshield.
Thank you, Dorcas. Thank you for paying for feet
I know you
pics.
said your wrist hurt.
If you want the smell to go with the picture, you're going to have to send me a lot more than that, though.
Hurts. You got a cut on your foot. Does your head hurt from him pulling your hair at all?
No, because my ponytail was at the bottom.
Okay.
So once he pulled it, I dropped to the floor in the grass.
Okay.
But just my windshield.
Yes. Yes. So, you know, in case you guys don't know, Mary has also been with me since way back when, way back when there were, what, 6 people in chat, right? 6 people?
Shoot, oh my God.
Okay. They'll be coming back in here in a few minutes. I'll talk to you again.
For the record, the video is stopped at 3 minutes and 27 seconds.
Thank you.
Officer Goral, did that conclude your interactions with Takesha Thomas?
Yes.
I want to ask you about the photographs that you took. What photographs did we observe you taking in that?
I took a picture of her foot with her injury on her foot, her wrist where she complained of pain, and her head area where she said her hair was pulled.
Yeah, I'm very new.
Got our permission to approach the witness.
You may.
How was your birthday, KS? Oh my gosh, are you naked? Don't chat while you're hopping in the shower. Our eyes.
I'm handing the witness what has been previously marked proposed states exhibit 6 through 20, except exhibit 11 and 18 are already admitted. And then I'm also handing Officer Goral what's been already admitted as states exhibit 5.
Very well. So you're handing him. So
Not yet.
do we have
What are you wearing?
state 6 through 20 inclusive, or did you remove 18 and 11.
Yes, correct, Your Honor. So I'm handing the
But
witness,
five is in there.
yeah.
Okay.
Handing the witness 5 through 20, but 5, 11, and 18 are already admitted.
All right, thank you.
Officer Gorbel, what have I just handed you?
Photographs of a Toyota Highlander, white in color.
How do you recognize that photograph?
It's the vehicle I took photos the night with the damaged windshield.
Did you take the photograph, which is Exhibit 6?
Yes,
Did you take?
Oh my
every
God,
one of
it's
these
the
photographs?
famous Linus. Can I have an autograph? Wait, do you guys write in the Netherlands?
yes. 6 through 12 is the car of the vehicle.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, thank you.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, and 20. Those are my photos I took of.
We all need to learn to speak Dutch.
Would you say that these photographs fairly and accurately depicted your observations that evening?
Yes,
Your Honor, permission to publish exhibits, or Your Honor, permission to, or the state offers exhibits 6 through 20 into evidence that 11 and 18 are already.
Ms. Weinsker.
No, actually.
All right, so the court will show that without objection, state's exhibits, and I will show 6 through 10 inclusive are admitted. Also, 12 through 17 inclusive are admitted, and then 19 and 20. Essentially, states 6 through 20 inclusive with the exception of 11 and 18, which were already admitted.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and do you wish to publish those as well?
Yes, Your Honor, thank
You
you.
may do so.
Officer Gorbel, what are we looking at?
it's the front of the residence at 1729 Francis Avenue,
Why did you take this photograph?
because that's where the incident happened, outside in the front, where I was advised it happened.
We're gonna go through each one of the photographs. I'm gonna ask you why is the photograph taken and what are we seeing? So why did you take this photograph and what are we seeing in this photograph?
I take all the exterior, I take photos of each side of the vehicle.
And the same for this photograph?
Yes, that's the passenger side of the vehicle.
And let's be clear, it states exhibit 7, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Moving to State's Exhibit 8. For this picture, why did you take?
That'd be the driver's side of the vehicle.
In State's Exhibit 9
That'd be the front of the vehicle.
Domestic violence
and
and
State's Exhibit 10.
resisting arrest
Yes, the
and
damage to the windshield of the vehicle.
one more I can't remember.
Is there different, can you see like a blemish on the hood of the vehicle? Or is there any different coloration?
I could see some debris, but I don't know what that was or what that is.
Going to State's Exhibit 11.
That's another photo of the damaged windshield.
I thought you would never ask. We have this great big giant cinnamon sugar pretzel. So it's a hot, soft pretzel with chocolate sauce and caramel sauce on it and whipped cream. That's really good. Then we have this chocolate peanut butter explosion, which is like a tiny little piece of chocolate cake with a tiny little peanut butter mousse and tiny little chocolate cake and tiny little peanut butter mousse, chocolate sauce, $10. $10 for like this tiny little thing. And then we have, which this is the most annoying out of all. It really drives me insane. It really, really, really ticks me off. Because when you go out to a restaurant and you spend your hard-earned money, you want You want food that you just can't like just get at home. You want someone to make you food. You're paying for them to make you food, right? Right? So to make fried ice cream, all you do literally is take a scoop of ice cream. Doesn't matter what flavor, it doesn't matter. And you roll it around in crushed cornflakes, and then you fry it for just a couple seconds. All right? That is how you make fried ice cream. And then, if you want, you put chocolate sauce, caramel sauce on top. We have our own tortillas that we break up, and we put them as the bed for the ice cream to go on top. My restaurant, which is a full kitchen, buys prepackaged little plastic packages of fried ice cream. And they're so processed that we do not fry them for 10 seconds, 5 seconds like you should. We have to fry them for over a minute to make sure that whatever that crap is on the outside, which I really think, which is completely disgusting to me, is frosted flakes and not cornflakes. So we have this frosted flakes frozen. I know ice cream is already frozen, but stay with me. If you get a tub of ice cream and, scoop it and roll it in cornflakes, that is way different than buying a frozen ball of whatever. And our chef is Mexican. He grew up in Mexico. He says he studied in France, but I'm not. I'm believing that that's a lie right now. But he makes the most delicious Mexican food ever. And he buys fried ice cream. It drives me crazy. Thanks for asking, Hope.
And safety exhibit 12.
Just a closer picture of the damaged windshield.
Hey, Bill. I
And
liked
safety
your
exhibit
stream.
13.
That's the broken glass beer bottle on the front sidewalk in front of the residence.
Guys, there's something about Bill's stream. Like, he gets into topics that, I would delete. He You talk about things like that in Bill's stream. So Bill's last stream, him and Tokyo got into an absolutely great discussion. And unfortunately, while we were all watching them go back and forth learning, Tokyo had to leave. So, like, every man, as soon as I got into it, he left. So, if you want to see really good discussions, go to Bill's stream. I'm telling you, he has the best discussions in chat on the internet. I would be scared to have that here because I would be scared. Like, Kelly has very good opinions, but they might not match Fletcher's opinions. And I would be scared that they would get into a fight, and then half of my chat would get into a fight with the other half of my chat, and then we're nobody's friends anymore. And I'm not allowed to talk to people because they don't like this person, and I'm not allowed to talk. You know what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? So for me, it's easier just to say zero politics, zero religion, and then we're all friends. But there's a lot of things that I want to say. Dude, I can go into Bill's stream and say anything respectfully. Yes. Yes. But, you're allowed to disagree. We are allowed to not have the same opinions. And that is perfectly fine. Unfortunately, in today's world, it's like if you don't believe what I believe, then you are a, insert criminal type here.
Going back to safety exhibit 12. Can you see any debris near the windshield wiper?
I'm just seeing the broken glass.
That's fine. Going to safety exhibit 13.
Freaking weather is woke.
What did you say before about this photograph?
A broken beer bottle.
And safety exhibit 14.
Same thing, a broken beer bottle.
And safety exhibit 15.
Pieces of the broken beer bottle.
Where was this photograph taken in relation to the house?
It'd be from the residence on the side.
This picture, look at this picture. I'm not going any further yet. I think this comes up later. I don't think we already saw it. Tell me, chat. Please make me very, very proud. Tell me what type of beer that was. And don't say, wheat or barley, or just tell me who makes that beer that's on the ground. It's going to come up later. That's why I'm asking. I want to know if we can get there. So if we can get there, then the jury could possibly get there. I'll give you a hint to make it. I'm not going to give you a hint, but I'm going to tell you what to look at. This right here. Try again. No. Look at this right here. Don't worry about the color of the bottle. Now, Sue. Yeah, look at that. Does that not look like a Miller Lite to you guys? People are saying Michelob Bud. Bud's red. Yes, it's littering. Okay, we're gonna that didn't go the way I expected it to go. Welcome to live internet.
Walk.
And State's Exhibit 16.
That'd be inside the front living room. As you walk in the front door, it'd be just to the left in the living room where I told her I was gonna take photos and she could take a seat while I took photos of her.
Why do you take a photo where there's not any specific injury being emphasized, but it's just like the whole person?
That just tells you the person I'm taking photos of.
It would be fair it's to provide context.
Yes, or about what her body parts I'm taking, the injuries I'm taking of.
In State's Exhibit 17.
It's her right foot. See the cut right by their bottom toe.
And State's
As
Exhibit
opposed
18.
to her top toe.
Just a closer photo of this, her right foot, right toe.
And State's Exhibit 19.
With the ruler of the injury by her right toe, right foot.
And State's Exhibit 20.
That'll be a picture of her left wrist.
And why?
Jim of the North was also in my chat almost Kelly, almost a year ago when there was just 4 people. Thank you, Jim.
Take a photo of her wrist.
She had advice. It was a complaint of pain and it was grabbed.
It's okay. That's the courtroom that did that. You're fine. The screen is fine.
After taking these photographs, did that end your involvement in this matter?
Yes.
Did all of the events that you testified about today occur in Elkhart County in the state of Indiana?
Yes.
Your Honor, pass the witness.
Cross-examination, please.
Thank you, Judge. State's Exhibit 13 and 14, you stated were photos of a beer bottle. Were you told that that was a beer bottle, or were you able to examine it and determine that was a beer bottle?
I determined it because I looked at the Miller Lite logo on the
Were
beer
you able to
bottle.
see the Miller Lite logo on there?
It doesn't say Miller Lite, but the design of it.
Okay, you were able to determine that.
Yes.
Which I thought was absolutely, correct. You're able to determine a similar light from that picture. Apparently I'm wrong because Chad just told me I'm wrong.
And were you also in charge of picking up the pieces of the glass or just taking photos?
No, just taking photos.
Okay, and were those the only pieces of the glass that you saw, or did you see other pieces of the glass?
That's the only piece of glass I saw.
Okay, did you determine that that was enough pieces of the glass to make up an entire beer bottle?
Just with the paper on the logo.
Okay. Did you take pictures of, did you find pictures of a cell phone case? Did you take pictures of a cell phone case?
No, I did not.
Of a cell phone?
No, I was not directed to any cell phone.
Of a ponytail holder?
No.
Those were the entire pictures that you took?
Yes.
Okay. I don't have any further questions.
Redirect, Mr. Barry.
No redirect, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, are there any questions for this witness by the jurors? If so, please raise your hand. I see that there are no hands raised. Mr. Barry, is this witness excused?
Gingers are elite.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is he released from his subpoena?
No, Your Honor.
Corporal Goral, you are excused. However, you are still under subpoena. The state of Indiana will advise further later on. However, I will advise you that there is a separation of witness order in effect. That means that you may not speak with any of the other subpoenaed witnesses regarding your testimony or their testimony. You also may not view these proceedings while you're under subpoena either.
I
in
wish I
person
had
or
that
virtual.
power
You
sometimes.
understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. That you're excused. And then counsel, I will again have you approach, please.
They're not there long. We do get to see some body cam coming up, guys, of him. And the verdict is shocking. I thought it was shocking. Maybe not shocking like, oh, but like, oh man, what? I didn't expect that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have had some debates up at the bench as far as where we go yet this evening. And I can tell you that I made the decision that we are going to recess for the evening. I know that it's a long day for all of you going through the.
Yes.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that this witness has identified the defendant.
Yes, the record will still reflect.
Thank you.
So I skipped a little bit of him because it was boring.
Which officer went with which person?
I made contact with Sanjan and Corporal Adams went inside the residence.
What was the defendant's demeanor when you were first talking to him?
I had asked him to step down off the stairs and come talk to me. He was questioning why, but complied and came down and began speaking with me.
What observations did you make about him as the two of you were talking?
Right away, I was able to tell that he was intoxicated. There was a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, and his eyes were red, glassy, and bloodshot. And he even informed me pretty quickly that he had been drinking as well.
Now, when you're speaking to a suspect accused of possible domestic battery, are you also just trying to keep things calm?
Yes.
How are you doing that?
Just talking like I am right now, not raising my voice at all, trying to keep him focused on me, rather than looking back at the residents or trying to see what's going on anywhere else, trying to keep his attention oriented.
Why is that important?
Because if they're allowed to, or if they're able to see what's going on or look around and see other things or
That joke was
see
great.
actions that are being
I
taken
laughed.
by another officer, that can cause emotions to flare up quickly, like I previously stated.
Now, Officer Adams is inside speaking to the other party at this point. Did you have any idea what that conversation was between the two of them?
No, once she went inside the residence door shut, and I had no idea what was going on in there.
And what other observations did you make about the area when you were speaking to the defendant?
As I was approaching the residence, actually before I made contact, there was broken glass on the sidewalk. Also, as you approach the house, there's a sidewalk and then a concrete path that leads up to the front steps. Just at the edge of the grass of that, on the north side, basically, of that little walkway, there was a cell phone case. And then there was also, I believe, is a screen cover to a cell phone laying right next to it.
As you were speaking to the defendant, did Corporal Adams give you any directive of what to do with him?
Yes, she came out of the residence and motioned a common sign that officers use, going like this, which means to place the subject in handcuffs.
And why wouldn't she just yell out from the porch like, hey, put him in handcuffs?
A lot of times when officers motion that, they try to be somewhat discreet about it in case someone possibly wants to flee or attempt to fight the officers or resist.
How long have you and Corporal Adams worked together?
For approximately 8 years.
Are you guys frequently on the same shift and working the same area?
Yes, we are.
Do you work as a pretty good team?
Yes, we do.
So at this point, did you attempt to place the defendant in handcuffs?
Yes, I did.
How did he react to this?
I advised him to turn around, place his hands behind his back, at which point he asked why. And as I grabbed his arm, he took his arm basically from behind here and attempted to pull it in front of him. And Corporal Adams had to grab his left arm as well. I again told him to stop and just place his arms behind his back, at which point he did comply then. We were able to secure him in handcuffs.
What was he saying during this time?
He was asking why he was being arrested at this point.
What happened next?
From there, Corporal Adams advised him that she was going to read him his Miranda rights, and he became very belligerent, saying that he knew the law better than us and that we needed to read him his Miranda rights prior to even putting him in handcuffs.
Is that accurate?
No,
So he was Corporal Adams able to read Miranda to him?
no, he continuously continued to interrupt her.
What happened next?
Again, I tried to explain it to him that that was not accurate, and she attempted to read the Miranda rights to him again, and he continued to interrupt. So at this point, she had said that she wasn't going to attempt to read him again after she tried multiple times. So I advised him that we were going to walk to the car.
What was the purpose of walking him to the car?
I was going to conduct a search and then secure him in the back of my car.
Why were you going to conduct a search?
Anytime we place someone that under arrest and search incident to arrest, securing them in the back of our car, we check them for weapons and contraband.
And then what was the purpose of securing him in your car?
Because we don't directly transport ourselves. We have a transport vehicle that will come to scene for us and will transport. Most of the time when we are on scene, we want to get them into our car so that they are secure, to take that flight risk away in case for some reason, again, with alcohol being involved, emotions being high, there's a highest probability that someone realizes they're going to jail. They might try fleeing. So we secure them in the back of our car so they're unable to do so.
So if I understand you correctly, he's in the back of your car while waiting for transport.
That is correct.
How was the defendant behaving as you walked into your car?
As I told him to walk towards my car, I had to tell him numerous times. He attempted to turn back towards the house and was pulling against me and would not comply. Eventually, he began walking, but even as we were walking, he was still trying to pull against me and trying to turn back towards the house to go the opposite direction where my squad car was parked.
When someone is behaving like this, does that make it difficult to work with them?
Yes, it does.
Did you eventually get to your car?
Yes, we eventually made it to the back passenger side of my squad car.
What happened at the car?
Once we got to the back passenger side, I advised him to face my vehicle or squad car in front of me. He continued to attempt to turn around and look backwards when he's doing so.
Yes, it's yawn. However, there's some nuggets in there, but you have to like train yourself to get through the yawn. There's some good stuff in there though. Look who's here.
He's turning like this, shoving himself back off the car. I advised him to spread his legs, at which point he told me no, which is part of our procedure when we search someone is to spread their legs so we're able to ensure that they don't have any weapons or contraband on them. He was advised several times to stop pushing off the vehicle. He failed to comply and continued to push back off the vehicle towards against me, making me unable to search him at that time.
So when this might sound like a silly question, but how could you tell who was pushing against you?
I was physically touching him with my body and my arm, and he's shoving me backwards as he's pushing off the car.
Did he comply when you told him to stop doing that?
No, he did not.
Now, when someone is acting this way, does that make it harder for you to place them under arrest?
Yes, it does.
Why is that?
When someone resists and is not complying, they have not been searched at this point. Even though they're handcuffs, they're still able to access a weapon possibly. And it also increases the chance of injury to the subject and officers on scene.
What was the defendant saying throughout all this?
He was at one point trying to talk to Corporal Adams. I can't remember exactly what he was saying. Like I said, I did tell him to spread his legs. He said no. I don't recall exactly what was being said at that moment though.
What was the volume of his voice?
At this time, it was not yelling. It was a little bit raised, but I would not say it was yelling at this point.
Were there other times throughout the encounter where he was yelling?
Yes,
Did you ask him to stop yelling?
yes, I did several times.
Now, were you also, at this point, had you identified him definitively as Sergeant Perry?
No, we have not.
Were you trying to identify this person?
At that later on, yes, in the encounter, we attempted to.
How did that go?
Corporal Adams initially asked him what his name was. He responded, summarized with vulgar language, that he was not going to do so, that we could do our job, and he had an ID in his pocket.
Was he
Hi,
eventually
Terry.
identified by that ID?
Yes.
Did you also eventually get him in the car?
He was never actually secured in the back of my squad car. He was sat on the curb, and I just remained one hand on his back, excuse me, to ensure that he wasn't able to stand up. And when the transport vehicle arrived, he was then escorted to the transport vehicle.
So looking at the time period between when he's pushing against the car and he's sitting on the curb, at some point did he have to be taken to the ground?
Yes.
And why?
Like I said, we have to search every person that is arrested and is transported to the jail. Being it's a secure facility at the jail, they do not allow any weapons or contraband to be brought into there. So we have to ensure for officer safety and to ensure that no weapons or contraband are brought into the jail, that a search is conducted of this person. Being the situation where he continued pushing off, I feared that he might attempt to kick me, or he won't allow us to conduct our search thoroughly.
I know, Mary, but if I don't play the whole trial, people ask, why don't I play the whole? I used to do just snippets of trials, and everybody said the same thing. Why don't you play the whole trial? Don't worry, it's getting better. We're gonna see lots of video cam.
He was escorted over to the grass area, and the leg sweep was conducted to take him onto the ground, which is basically just using one leg to push his legs out from underneath him while holding onto his arms. He was taken face down on the ground.
Okay, along with learning Dutch, we should all learn leg sweeps. I think that's sort of important to know.
Grass, rolled on his side, and then searched. Rolled on the other side and searched on that side as well, and then sat up on the curb.
So this leg sweep, is that something you do with every person you arrest?
No.
And why was it done here?
Due to his uncooperativeness and, like I stated, him not spreading his legs, it's common for individuals to attempt to kick officers in that position.
Was all of this captured on your body camera?
Yes, it was.
May I approach this witness?
You may.
Stroopwafel doesn't count, Bren.
Officer Byler, where does your body camera sit on your body?
So on my uniform that I normally wear on patrol, I have an exterior vest that goes on the outside of the uniform, and it's mounted right here on my chest.
So it'll capture everything out from your chest.
That is correct.
Now, in this particular incident, at some point, did it go somewhere else?
Yes.
What happened?
So when we were standing on the passenger side of the squad car, shortly after I told him to spread his legs, and he told me no, it might have been a couple seconds after that.
I
My
lied,
camera
Walnut, I
somehow
missed you.
fell off of the mount, which stays on the uniform. The camera came undone and fell onto the grass, until at some point Corporal Adams, I think it was once he sat back up on the curb, Corporal Adams retrieved it and I put it back on my vest.
So I am handing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 3 for identification purposes.
I love
Do you
that for
recognize
you.
this?
Yes, I do.
Is this a disc that contains your body camera footage from that evening?
Yes, it does.
Have you reviewed the video footage?
Yes, I have.
And does it fairly and accurately depict the events of May 30th as you recall?
Yes, it does.
Your Honor, at this point, the state moves to admit Exhibits 3 and 3R. We move to publish 3R, which is a redacted clip of the body camera in accordance with the Indiana Rules of Evidence. Mr. Feinberger?
No objection.
The court will show that State's Exhibit 3 is admitted without objection. The court will also grant the state's request to publish State's Exhibit 3R.
I know what it says. It says that I need to get all the rootkits off my computer. And he's right. They're very bad for you. A rootkit is a very bad sort of kind of virus, I guess you could say, if you don't know what a rootkit is. And for anybody who does know what a rootkit is, that's just the best way to describe it. I'm not snarky. You're snarky. I don't. I create them.
What's going on, sir? I just don't know what's in them.
I apologize, Your Honor.
Hacking, IT. I do one of those too. Hey, Walter. Hello. That's their screen that's black. You're fine, guys. Don't start hitting me with comments. Here we go. Here comes some body cam. It's a show within a show within a show. Hi, JoJo.
What's going on, sir?
It is only. I have not touched it since the last video played. And the way I fixed it yesterday is no longer an option.
Okay.
Okay, doesn't that look like a Stephen King movie? Right? Or you know, Friday the 13th or something?
Joe, I don't know if you have any idea. Okay. Miss Rich, would you like a recess to see if we can get it figured out?
Greatly apologize, but I think just briefly I can't. I just don't know what's wrong.
Well, and again, I know that the technology in here is certainly not ideal, so we do have these issues occasionally. So ladies and gentlemen, while we are trying to get this issue resolved, we will send you back to the
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out what root means in Australian while we're watching a blank screen. Oh, geez. In Australia. Sex. So a root kit, would probably just mean potions and lotions and chains and whips or something. They're still working on it. This is my life, guys, right here. This is my life. And see how slow it's going? It was 1:45 a.m. this morning. And this was happening, and I thought I would never, I'm never going to get this stream on today because this video that we're watching right now was doing this right here. And I thought, oh no, I'm never going to get this done by 4:30. That's how many hours it takes me to get these streams together. At 1:45, I was starting to sweat. Hold on, there we go.
What's going on, sir? Can you do me a favor and just take your hands out of your pockets for me? You're right. I just don't know what's in them.
I know I'm
So-
all right. I know what's going on.
All right. Can you step down here for me? Do you live
For
here?
what?
Do you live here?
I've been here for almost 7 years. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I just want to talk to you while she talks to them real quick, okay?
Yes, sir. This ain't
What's-
nothing new.
Okay.
Y'all youngsters, huh?
What's that?
Y'all youngsters.
Okay. All right. So what's going on tonight?
I don't know. She's in her feelings. Like, oh, she's bipolar.
Okay.
Sent a female in there. Probably good, but probably not.
Okay.
She's
Well,
bipolar.
how about you
We've
talk
been
to me and
doing-
let us worry about that, okay?
Yeah, that's why I'm talking to you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So why are we getting called out here tonight saying that you're breaking stuff?
Breaking stuff. What's broken?
I
You
don't
can
know.
go in the house.
I
What's
don't,
broken?
I'm just asking. That's what I'm asking.
I'm telling you though. You can ask, but I answered your question. There's nothing broken.
Okay.
Yes,
Has
sir.
anyone
I'm
touched
telling you,
anyone
sir.
tonight?
Yeah. Hmm?
Has anybody touched anyone tonight?
No.
No. No one's been battered or anything like
No,
that?
sir.
Okay.
And you
We
yelling
love
to me,
New
and I'm
Zealanders.
telling you, yes, sir.
Okay.
I know, man. I've been living here my whole life, bro.
Okay.
I've been drinking a little bit, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
Where's your cell phone at?
she broke it. She destroyed it. I'm sure.
Okay, so your
When
case
you
is
asked
over
for,
here.
you asked for a reason,
Yeah, your cases there.
You
Your screen
asked for a
covers
reason.
there.
and I did
So-
nothing to no one.
Okay.
I've been through this before. My dumb ass came back.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Who's she to you?
My girlfriend. I guess
Gotcha.
whatever
Okay.
the fuck she thinks, whatever she calls
Okay.
herself.
You guys have kids together or
Love.
anything?
We had. I don't want to get deep in that, but no, we ain't got no kids. But I
Okay.
treat her kids like mine.
Gotcha. Okay.
We've been through this before.
Okay. Got family in the area?
Of course, you probably know the mayor's my cousin.
Okay.
But
What
I
I'm
don't
saying
want to get
is-
into that all that bullshit.
What I'm saying is that if you need to go somewhere to cool off, you have somewhere that you can go. You guys aren't.
I'm
each other's-
cool, but
But what I'm saying for like a couple hours or even tonight to sleep, so that way it doesn't end up with someone saying something or doing something that ends up someone in jail.
yeah, always, yeah,
Do you have somewhere you can stay if you need to?
yeah, of course.
I love hobbits.
I'm always, yeah.
But you're saying nothing's been broken,
Who,
no
me?
one's been touched, nothing like that.
Of course. You can go in and see all that.
Okay. I'll just hang tight here until she's done talking. I'll talk to that other officer and everything checks out. We'll be on our way. But like I said, it might be a good thing to possibly just stay somewhere for a little bit.
Yeah, okay, definitely.
That way, things don't get heightened up and someone end up
Yeah,
going to
man,
jail or
it's
some
hard
silly
to
stuff.
ride when she destroyed my fucking shit.
All right. Do me a favor, just go and turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Behind my back. For
Yep,
what?
put your hands behind your back.
Why am I putting my hands behind my back?
Because, just listen. I'll explain.
Young Bibion looking to dress up
That's
West
boy.
Lafayette.
I ain't
From the
did nothing
2006
to
Honda
you.
Odyssey. Custom Cannon
Yeah,
color.
y'all professionals, so you
Heroes
should know.
Howitzer.
Why am I putting my hands behind my back?
So based on what happened tonight,
What happened
you're
tonight?
going to be going to jail.
What happened tonight?
Well, I'll read something to you when I.
No, you should do that before you put me in handcuffs. First of all.
No, I have probable
First
cause.
number. For what? What happened? You still not telling me.
I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna
What
read
happened?
something.
You
I'm
no,
gonna
you
read-
should tell
Before I
me.
talk to you, I need to read you
You
something.
need
Your
to tell
rights.
me before you put me in handcuffs.
No, I don't.
My
That's
rights.
not the law.
Yes, you do. You supposed to read me my rights before you put me in
Okay,
handcuffs.
we're going to go and start transport.
Right or wrong? You should
Wrong.
read me my rights before you put me in handcuffs. Right or wrong?
Wrong.
Wrong.
You have the
How
right
is
to
that
remain
wrong?
silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to an attorney and have him be present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, one will be represented. One will be appointed
That
to
should have
represent
been
you.
before handcuffs.
Yeah. we're done.
No,
Are
and
you
then you
listening?
stop the rights.
Hold
I'm listening, but that
You're
should
not.
have been for the
No,
rights.
we don't have to.
Yes, you do. That's the whole
Let it
point
go.
of
Are you
reading
gonna
your
listen
rights.
while I read this to
You're
you?
not a
Yes,
police officer.
I need
ma'am.
to ask you
But
if you
are
can
you
understand-
listening? Because I know the law.
Are you listening? I have to read you your rights before I talk
Before
to
you put me in handcuffs,
That's not the
Okay,
case.
are you going to listen or no? Otherwise, she's not even going to talk to you and you can just go straight to jail.
and then we can take that to court.
That's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
We'll just do that.
But what you
This is exactly what I was saying the last time I was put in handcuffs.
can read
Let's
me
walk
my
this way.
rights. Hold on, you can read me my rights.
Let's go. Walk this way. Walk
You can read
this
me
way.
my rights.
Walk this way.
001-001 break 363.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I know the law. You're supposed to read me my rights before you put me in handcuffs.
Stay right here against the car.
You're supposed to read my rights.
Stay right here
My
against the car.
Miranda rights, you're supposed to read
Face
me my
the car.
Miranda before you put me in
Stop
handcuffs.
right now.
I'm not fighting you, bro.
Let's stop. Stay
You're
right there.
supposed to read
Spread
me
your
my
legs.
Miranda rights.
Spread your legs for me.
You're supposed to read me my
Spread
Miranda.
your legs for me.
No, you're supposed to read my law. I know the law. You're supposed to. I do. You're supposed to read my
Shut up again. You're going to the ground.
I didn't do
You
nothing
understand?
to you. You are. You
You're not
cool.
gonna shove against
I do
me.
this, bro. I
All
do
right.
shove against you.
Yep.
My Miranda right. Okay. You're not fighting.
No, the scene was all lava lamps.
All right.
So now we're gonna go to the ground.
That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. But you're supposed to read my Miranda. That's cool. You know, ass not fucking. You don't know shit. That's cool. You ain't did shit to me. You know, young ass motherfucker. You don't know who I am. That's cool. Oh, read me my Miranda. My Miranda. That's anything. You talking. Fuck ass nigga. You can do what you want to. Do what you do. That's cool.
Hi, Casey.
I know what
I do apologize for some of the things that he says.
fuck I'm talking. I'm gonna move how you move. How you want me to move? How you want me to move? You think I'm stupid? I'm gonna move how you move. You don't know who I am. I promise you.
You don't know who I am, I promise you.
I'm telling you. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. You do act tough how you want to. Boy, nigga, I'm telling you. Do what you want. Do all that. I'm trying to help you. You do not know who I am. I promise you. I'm agreeing with you. Little ass, tough ass shit you tried. You ain't did shit. I'm trying to help you. I'm gonna sit here, bro. You ain't got to touch me. I promise you. You ain't got to touch me. But I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you, young ass nigga. I'm trying to help you. You do not know who I am. I'm trying to help you. Police officer, that don't make you tough. You ain't got no law. I know what the law is. I'm trying to help you, brother. Don't fall victim to that bullshit. To what they think you know the law. You ain't shit. Y'all public servants. Y'all serve the people. I'm trying to help you. You don't know who I am. I promise you. I promise you. I'm
Smart
trying to
move,
help
Kelly.
you. You ain't did shit to me. Trying to tackle me. That ain't shit to me. And I'm arrested for what? What did I do? What crime did I commit? What? Domestic battery. I didn't put my hands on that woman. Wow, that's what she said? Is that what she said? I put my hands on that woman. Wow. You read the statements. This happened before. She lied. Read the statements on domestic battery. I never put my hands on this woman. Read the statement. I promise you. Wow.
So Officer Byler, I have stopped the body camera at this point. Is it just more of the same and going on past that with him talking and swearing?
Yes, the only other thing that's different.
I'm absolutely offended you don't know who he is. Because he said you don't know who he is.
Is he gets a lot louder shortly after that.
Okay, so after that, he does increase his volume.
Yes.
Now, what happened after the defendant was loaded into the transport van?
Once he was placed in the back of the transport van, the transport officers transported him directly to the Elkhart County Jail.
What was your role for the remainder of the scene?
If you back up just a little bit, prior to them departing, I had went inside because part of the procedure when someone's arrested for domestic battery is the victim's information is placed on the booking sheets. That way the victim can be contacted.
Wait, Walter, hold on. Only if you're a guy, right? I can punch a lady, right? That's fine, right? Because I don't want to go to jail, but I definitely want to punch a few. Never mind. Bonjour.
When the subject is released from the jail, so that way they know that they've been released. So I went in and gathered her name, phone number, and address, so that way that could be taken with the transport vehicle down to the jail.
So ultimately, were you then Corporal Adams' assist officer in the remainder of the investigation?
Yes.
Now, I want to back up a little when we talk about the beginning of the video. Now, not this case, but in general, are there common behaviors that you observe in people who are suspected of domestic battery?
Yes.
What do you typically see?
Typically someone that
You
is
spelled
involved in a
always
domestic
wrong.
battery, that maybe the abuser or the suspect in the situation is going to try to put the officer's focus on the other individual, blaming them for actions.
Friday's my saddest day of courts. I just feel so sad when it's court for Friday because you guys still don't know how excited I get for Monday. Because Monday, like, it's a whole new week. And I don't even know what is going to fall in my lap when I start recording courts on Monday. I don't know what's going to happen. And I always think that the greatest stuff is going to happen on Monday. Then comes Friday. This is my last chance for the week for, something golden to fall in my lap. It's my last chance for the week, and I only have 8 hours. Well, actually, I have more than that. So Friday, it's like, oh no, I have to make sure I get something good today. It's so much pressure because Saturday and Sunday, I have to show something Saturday and Sunday when there's no court. But Monday, I get super excited every week about what's going to happen in court this week.
Stating other things that might be able to be attacked by the individual. Just trying to deflect the situation, and then also, like I had mentioned earlier, not keeping eye contact with me, try to see how the other individual is talking to the other officers, trying to listen to what they're saying, and looking where the incident occurred, is another thing as well.
Was there anything about the defendant's behavior in this case that stood out to you regarding the potential domestic battery when you first got there and were talking to him?
Initially, when I was talking to him, he seemed very concerned about paying more attention to what was happening inside the house. As you can notice on the video, he was not wanting to look towards me, continuously looking towards the house. Off the information he gave me, I don't know what was said inside, but it appeared that he was very interested in what was said inside.
So, Officer Byler, did this ultimately conclude your involvement in this case?
Yes, it does.
I have no other questions. I'll pass the witness.
Thank you. Cross-examination, please.
Thank you, Judge. Morning, Officer Byler.
Good morning, ma'am.
You had started by saying that when you were dispatched to the residence, you got your information from dispatch, correct?
That is correct.
And dispatch gets their information from the person that calls 911.
That is
correct.
That is correct.
You said that your notes gave you information about what was going on at that residence.
That is correct.
Your testimony was that part of those notes said something about my client sneaking back into the residence. Is that correct?
Yeah, there was a note. It was a little bit confusing and sometimes when we get the notes, there's some misinformation that's given in there. But there was a note that mentioned he had possibly snuck back in, and then there was a note right after that he was then standing outside on the porch with a description of what he was wearing.
Do you want to fight me? Are you trying to fight me? Is there a way I can record Judge Van? That's where I stopped reading because that's where my blood pressure went. I don't know. I don't know. I think he's not real. I think it's a figment of everybody's imagination. But yes, there is. If you do record this golden unicorn of a person, just upload it to your YouTube channel, and you can set it as private if you want to, or you can set it as public and just drop that link in my Discord. Freaking Judge Van. Ruining my life here.
But you said there was some kind of note about him sneaking back into the residence.
Yes, and then followed up by a note about him being outside.
Do you know who called 911?
I do not know.
You know what? Cass, I'm going to create a WhatsApp. And then if you see Judge Van, you can call or text that WhatsApp. You know what WhatsApp is, right? Do I have to explain it? It's a phone number. Internationally, you can use it. That way, CJ and Linus can actually talk to me in WhatsApp, and it's free. And you can just call me, text me. Yes, Linus, right away.
You also testified that it's, you wanted to make sure that it's important to get both sides of the story. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And in this particular case, you were outside with my client the entire time while Corporal Adams was inside with Ms. Thomas, correct?
That is correct.
And you were never able to give Corporal Adams my client's side of the story, is that correct?
No,
She never asked you for my client's side of the story before he was arrested, is that correct?
no.
You said that you observed glass on the front sidewalk.
That is correct.
How were you able to observe that?
No,
With
Cass,
my
you
eyes.
don't have to. Hold on, I'll text
Just
you a
your
Discord.
eyes?
I use a flashlight to illuminate the sidewalk, and you can see the reflection. I can also see it with my eyes.
Okay, and your flashlight as well?
Yes.
Were you able to see, anything else near the glass? Is there like paper?
There was something, and I can also see it on the body camera. I don't recall what was there. It was pretty much right where the walkway that leads up to the stairs. There's something there, but I don't remember what it is. Like I said, I can see it on the video, but I don't recall what it actually was.
Did you see any blood near the glass?
Not that I recall, no.
You also said that you saw a phone case and a screen cover.
Yes.
Was that in the grass or on the sidewalk?
So it was within inches. The phone cover was within inches of the sidewalk. The walkway that goes up to the stairs, just on the north side of that, it was pretty much at the edge of the grass, almost on the concrete itself, but it was in the grass.
It was more towards the walkway up to the house, not in the grass area of the.
That is correct. It was about, I would say it was from the sidewalk to the front of the steps. It was about halfway between there this is the sidewalk on this side and the house is over here. So on the north side of that path to get to the front steps, on the north side of that, about halfway between the sidewalk and the stairs.
And my client had stated to you that she broke his phone,
That is correct.
referencing Ms. Thomas broke his phone.
Yes.
When my client was searched, either by yourself or Corporal Adams, was a telephone found on him during that search?
Not that I recall. I believe it was just his wallet was the only thing that was on his person.
Chaos, I think I sent you a message in Discord about how to do it. Or just a message.
During the video that we just watched, when he was asked what he was being arrested for, he denied putting his hands on Ms. Thomas, is that correct?
Yes.
In fact, his words were, "I didn't put my hands on that woman. I didn't put my hands on that woman. She lies," correct?
Yes.
Was it obvious that he was upset when Corporal Adams came outside and made the motion to put him in handcuffs?
I don't know if he saw the motion, but when I told him to put his hand.
What? Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. I keep trying to find him, and that's why I can't find him. That's why I keep getting that other judge. Jay, I don't even know how right you are. I mean, we've seen domestic violence on this channel and all the other ones, and bad, very bad. This woman stepped on a piece of glass, and we are in day 2, and we're not going to finish this until tomorrow.
On his back, yes.
He was visibly upset,
Yes.
and he responded by saying, "For what? For what?"
Yes.
And then when you were arresting or putting the handcuffs on him, that's when he was trying to have this conversation with Corporal Adams about his Miranda rights, is that correct?
He attempted that conversation after the handcuffs were already on.
After the handcuffs were on him,
Yes, that's when they were having the conversation between the two of them.
not while you were putting the handcuffs on him?
It may have began there, but when he was actually turned facing her, the handcuffs were already on.
And he was also stating during the video, I'm gonna move how you want me to move, correct?
Yes,
He's also making the statements, I'm trying to help you, I'm trying to help you, correct?
yes, that was after he already resisted.
And also during the video, I'm not sure if it was on your video or Corporal Adams, he was stating, I'm not fighting you, bro, I'm not fighting you, bro. Do you recall that?
Yes.
You never spoke with Ms. Thomas, correct?
Like I just previously mentioned, the only time I did was just to get her name, date of birth, and address to give to the transport officers to relay to the jail.
So during this entire case, you never got Ms. Thomas's side of the story, and Corporal Adams never got Mr. Perry's side of the story, correct?
That is correct.
Interesting. You're right, but I never thought about it like that. Oh, Sue, you know what'd be awesome? And I'm not trying to be mean. This is just funny. You should get green Crocs.
I'll pass the witness.
Thank you. Redirect, that's Rich.
Thank you. So Officer Byler, we heard a little bit yesterday about primary and secondary officers, but just to reiterate, what is the difference between a primary and a secondary officer?
So the primary officer is an officer that is basically the lead officer in the investigation or the report. They take the report, and they are also the one that is in charge of completing the probable cause affidavit for their arrest. So it is their physical arrest that they will complete the paperwork for. The secondary officer is there that will conduct a supplement and any other paperwork to attempt to assist the primary officer.
For anybody watching this court video, we're having a huge discussion about Crocs in chat. And I just have to say, they're not comfy. They're just not comfy. I do not think they're comfortable at all. That's just me, though.
But ultimately, their arrest is not the secondary officer's responsibility to complete.
And what were you in this case?
I was a secondary officer.
Okay, so was Corporal Adams trying to get both sides of the story
Yes, she attempted to.
as the primary officer?
Yes.
What is the benefit of having one officer try to speak to both the suspect and the victim?
Can you rephrase it, or can you say it again?
Is there a benefit of having Corporal Adams being just the same person talking to the victim and the suspect?
Yes, one officer hearing both sides of the story. She's able to hear the information firsthand rather than through a secondary officer like myself.
Did you get the impression that the defendant was going to be cooperative in providing his side of the story?
Prior to being placed in handcuffs, I believed he was going to give his side of the story until he was secured in handcuffs and just continued to interrupt.
Now, how many domestic battery cases do you take in a given shift or a given week?
It varies from shift to shift. That is very unlikely to not have a domestic battery at least once per shift.
Now, do you find it in your experience with these cases that it is common for suspects to deny committing a crime?
Yes, that is very common.
Is it common for them to shift blame to the victims?
Yes.
Now, going to the portion of the video where you are at the car with the defendant, you heard him say, "I'm not fighting you, I'm trying to help you." Was he trying to help you?
Are you asking me if I'm on my feet versus my back? Because that's just rude. No, I'm a surfer. So 25,000 steps a day, that's me 6 days a week.
No, at that point, he's being held on the ground. So there's nothing he can actually do to help us.
Okay, so he says, "I'm not fighting you." I mean, he wasn't trying to like punch you in the face or anything,
No, he never actually attempted to fight. He was just not complying with the orders he was given.
but he was still using his body in a non-compliant way,
At the point you're saying when he said that or prior to?
just throughout the encounter.
Yes, that is correct.
I have no other questions.
Thank you. Recross.
Bunions and stank.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are there any jury questions? If so, please raise your hand. Is one hand raised?
My toenails curl under.
Wait for.
I'm on my feet all day, 25,000 steps a day, 6 days a week.
Counsel, you
25,000
may
steps
vote.
is a lot of steps. Well, only 7 of them curl under. The other one curls up. And hair, lots of hair. So I had New Balance, and trust me, my shoes matched all the elderly men that walked into my bar, and I didn't care because they felt so good. Then I got hookahs, hokas, whatever. That's what I wear now. Not as comfortable as New Balance. They hurt my feet so bad. But I'm not like I have them. I can't go buy a different pair because these hurt my feet. I got to wear them out. Then I'm gonna go right back to New Balance, which also hurts my feet.
Corporal Byler, the juror question is this. Which side of the sidewalk is the north side looking at the front of the house?
The north side of the pathway walking up to the house is the right side. So as I'm approaching it, as you see the camera initially, it would be the right side.
Ms. Rich, do you have any follow-up questions based upon that question?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Schweinsker?
Fake
Thank you. Ms.
Crocs.
Rich, is this witness excused?
Yes.
Is he also released from his subpoena?
Yes.
Do you agree with that, Ms. Schweinsker?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Corporal Byler, you are excused. You are also released from your subpoena. I will advise you that there is a separation of witness order in effect. That means that you may not speak with any of the other witnesses under subpoena regarding
Crocs are so expensive.
your testimony or their testimony. With that, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Rich, please call your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state rests.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the state of Indiana has rested their case in chief. Counsel, can I have you approach, please?
Yeah, okay, with my Ferrari. Those are expensive too. Have you ever tried to buy some of those? They're very expensive if you get the ones that like match your foot. You know, you can get like ones that are generic and they're fine. But if you get ones that like match your foot, yo. Seven and a half, depending on which shoe it
Ms.
is.
Schweinsker, does the defendant wish to present any evidence?
No, Your Honor, the defense rests.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that now concludes the evidentiary portion of the trial. The next phase of the trial is for the attorneys to do closing arguments. So I've been advised that we do need some time to set up some technology to do that. So we will excuse you back to the jury room for just a few moments while
So
we
do you. I know you do, but what do I? No, I don't want Crocs. I walk a lot. Listen, if you buy me Crocs, I'm going to feel like I have to wear them because you got them for me. I will not be able to not wear them. Even if they hurt my feet, I will wear them. So don't get me Crocs because you're going to put me in a lot of pain. All right. Let's do something real quick. I don't think I can put this on my screen because I don't want to get demonetized.
Do you want to start?
I'm guessing you can hear it. I'm just going to guess you can. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Hold on. Let's see if it does anything.
1,000.
No, I just want a freaking word. Can you give me a word? Oh my gosh. We're going to learn something really, really quick as soon as it stops spinning.
Zij is een leerling.
Zij is een leerling.
Jong.
Young.
Jong.
Young. Okay, that was
Jullie
easy. So if you want to say someone is young, it's jong in Dutch. That was easy. Easy. We should do another one.
zijn jong.
Young.
Jullie zijn jong.
Kathy Zhang Yong.
oud, oud,
This is old. If someone's old. Oud.
zij zijn oud,
Zij zijn oud.
zij zijn
Zij
oud.
zijn oud.
Now in
Okay, guys, don't forget, we are learning Dutch today. Young is oud. Old is oud. Help. Look, you just made 5 people so freaking happy. Whoever you 5 people are, just stop in the comments and say, hey, thanks, Hope. Tim's old lady. Tortitude, love that. Sandra, Paula, and Alyssa. Just stop in comments and say happy birthday, Tina P. And thank you. Nope, so we can't. So, your name was White, pure as the driven snow. That's you. Dutch. We're learning Dutch. Okay, time for Flasher. I'm going to start somewhere. Guys, get ready. You can't. I don't think you can, KS. Or you can if you go into Safari and log into YouTube from the website, I think. No, you'll see why. You'll see why. Where you Hope. This guy's from Pennsylvania, I think. Pay attention. There it is. This next part's important. Here we go. Are you guys ready? I don't think you can be ready for this next part, can you?
I want to know what's in the system. Will.
Hey, Judge.
Hey, bud.
I have a couple of off-docket things, if that's okay.
Sure, of course.
Okay. First one is Patel. I'll give you a cause number when I get there.
Patel on probation, Patel?
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
252-2985.
I'm gonna have to get Shatoria.
I emailed her yesterday. Yeah, probably.
You remember Mr. Patel? Okay, so what's the word?
Okay, so he's getting released from SAT-F on the 26th next week. Apparently he's been doing well, so that's great.
Great, wonderful. Wonderful, great.
Yeah. So I was talking to Shatoria, and she was telling me that there's like a soft release, and he meets with probation and schedules an appointment for aftercare. I talked to his dad, and they're taking a family trip to India, like in the day or two after he gets released. My understanding from the agreement was that once he's done with SAT-F, everything's done. That was the only term.
Well, the idea is that when you get out of SAT-F and when you do it, you're supposed to do aftercare. You're not just supposed to take off, because the program is geared so that you stay and you do everything at one time. If he takes off and doesn't do aftercare, I mean, it defeats the entire purpose of what we're doing.
Okay. Do we know what aftercare entails?
No.
It's typically that SOP, just to make sure that they're in compliance.
SOP. So it's essentially meeting with people on a weekly basis, talking and doing tests.
Guys, I don't know how you are chatting. I have so many different scenes playing in my head right now involving trees and an axe. Thank you, Terry. Thank you. Hold on, I gotta see who got it. Matthew, Bobby, MB, Russell, Sharon, DTB, Angela, Lucy. Swab. Kelly, there is no Sue on that list. How? How can that be? Okay, guys, we got we got to get back to Will. Okay. Oh, Jojo. Now that I'm not looking at Will anymore. Happy birthday, Jojo. Tina P and Jojo. You guys can share your birthday together. You guys can eat cake together. She says, another Smith, she says she definitely has gifting turned on. We've been trying forever. Jojo, I'm so happy it's your birthday. Everybody getting comments. Wish Jojo a happy birthday. Hi, Adam. Yes, Sue, you can identify as a member, like Victoria said. All right, going back. I'm going back to Will. Here we go. Hey, Will.
To make sure you're not using. It's just it's counseling is essentially what it is. But
Okay.
more counseling while you're on the outside to make sure that you're continuing to maintain sobriety.
Okay.
So
And for how
I'm
long you think?
I'm not down with him just going to India and just blowing off aftercare.
No, I understand. I understand.
Defeat the entire purpose of everything we're doing.
Right. No, don't want to let off the gas at this stage in the game. How long is the aftercare for usually?
3 months.
Okay, fair enough. I'll let the family know.
It's not the end of the world, you know? I mean,
No, I understand. Okay, cool.
and let him know, Will, that if he completes aftercare and is successful, I'm okay with him traveling after that. As kind of like a reward based, you know, kind of like you're killing a carrot, you know?
That makes sense, Judge. Next one, real quick. I just give you a cause number. 253-4099.
Okay.
Judge, we already reset that one. I got it.
They reset it already.
Yes, I know that. Thank you, Victoria. I also emailed Felicia, pretrial officer, on this one. I talked to you about it yesterday. She's traveling for Thanksgiving and for Christmas to San Antonio and Minneapolis. She's set for random UAs. So I talked to her about finding I think Quest Diagnostics wherever she goes, but pretrial notified me that they have to do some document that authorizes a non-Harris County vendor.
We'll waive the signature.
Okay, awesome. But I have the dates if she needs that, and I can. Well,
she got it, Will.
So I'll do that right now.
She'll craft the order now.
Awesome. That's all I got, Judge.
That's it?
That's it, man.
Okay, man. Great. I guess just give us a heads up if you need anything else, okay?
Yes, sir. Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, you too. Take care.
Go like this again. No. Y'all just kept trying to distract me when Will was on. We have a 2-hour stream. Y'all could have done all of that at any other point. Like when the feet pictures were up for Donald that he wasn't here for. But no, you did it now.
I'm gonna go to court one.
Yeah, he did. He did. I should fast forward it, but no, wait, let's just wait another second. Listen, Fozzie, you shut up. That's not fair. You can't look like a lumberjack and then say, "Oh, but we're not supposed to." We're supposed to get over Will because he's married. No, he did that one to himself. We're blaming the victim. Oh my. Okay, we're watching Judge Fleischer. This is not the Will show. Let's find someone. He was in court one for a while. I think something happened today, but I just don't remember. I don't want to do the same ones everyone else did. So I think I saw that. No, I don't think I saw this one on other channels. So we'll do this one.
so she can hear it. You ready? Yeah. You, Myra Herrera. Miss Herrera, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 180 days in jail to be probated for 12 months. As part of the probation, you will do a DWI repeat offender DWI education class. You will do 2 victim impact panels, a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill them. Guardian interlock, no breath test refusal, meaning that if you are pulled over in a car and you're asked to submit a breath test, you must submit one. If you don't, then you're in violation of this probation. No drugs, no alcohol, guardian interlock, and 60 hours of community service. Is this how you understand the agreement? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen,
Listen, when you're a lawyer that looks like a lumberjack, then you can talk.
there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the
Or
right to
a
appeal.
lumberjack
Once you accept this
who
agreement,
practices
you can never
law.
change this or undo this. You know,
Which is he?
your record, it's not pretty. And I'm going to tell you, if you were ever in a car, you get pulled over, the first thing an officer does is they're going to look at your record. Even if you have the faintest smell of alcohol, what do you think they're going to do to you? Right. I would never, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, a sip of wine, I wouldn't get into a car because you're begging for trouble. What we're doing now, this DWI will go on your record, and from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand? So that's what I'm saying. Even if you've had a sip of alcohol, don't even get in. You're begging for trouble. So there's an FSGI.
Order in the court.
Was there any restitution or anything?
I think we addressed that, the restitution on the DWI.
What? Did she have car insurance at the time? Please tell me she did.
She did not, Judge.
Flapjack.
She did not.
So I spoke to the complainant, there is restitution in this case, I think we discussed it. He had insurance, but that was the deductible, is the restitution.
So, I mean,
Car
that's,
insurance or life insurance?
how much was the restitution?
$1,500.
Is that a part of this as well?
Judge, I think I forgot, it just got left out of it.
Oh, yeah, I think that was just my mistake if I didn't put it.
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, it needs to be on there, right?
Just got it, Judge.
Can I write it in?
That looks, it's about their job too.
Okay, who's the restitution to?
John Jensen, Your Honor.
Okay,
Hey, John, what are you
I'm
doing?
gonna tell you now that I'm gonna keep you on this probation until you pay restitution. It's not fair that someone else has to pony up money out of their pocket when, you know, they should be made whole. Do you understand? You know, there's also a matter of fines and fees that you're gonna be required to pay for this thing too. You know, there's a surcharge that you're gonna be required to pay. It's a $3,000 surcharge. We'll give you 2 years to pay it, but that's something that you're gonna be required to pay as well. And you need to understand, if you don't pay it, you will go to jail for every $100 you
No
owe.
idea.
You will sit 1 day in jail. Do you understand? So we take it extremely serious. You've already had this exact same situation dismissed a year and a half ago. And now we're here back again. It's time that we get your attention, and I hope that this is it. You know, lucky that there was nothing worse that's happened. How do you plead to the office, man? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. I'm gonna write it in. You're okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, just in case. And then, all right, ma'am. So, do you have, what does she have now?
Caddy, what did you say?
Okay,
That
are
again?
you driving? Okay, do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes.
Caddy, what state
What
do you live in?
with the ALR suspension, did it Do you remember?
I think it was dismissed. I'm sure it was dismissed, but I'm not.
Alex, do you mind looking real quick? It's better that you know now what's going on with your license. If you're going to drive, do not drive unless you have insurance.
I have insurance.
Make sure that you have, because if you don't, then it could really, I mean, it could cost you a very, very, just a huge amount.
Your Honor, I see the ALR suspension lifted as of November 22nd. However, I see a subsequent SR suspension that is not lifted.
Okay, so her license is suspended now. You can't drive, ma'am. I'm making that a condition until you get your license back.
There's not enough. She attempted to.
She did it herself or something?
Through DPS.
Johnson?
Happened where.
To a third party because I was never reached.
She was trying to resolve the license issue through paying restitution, and someone wouldn't agree to it. So because she didn't have insurance, so DPS got involved in terms of paying restitution, but someone wouldn't agree to it. Yeah, she was trying. She was actively trying to do it.
Don't drive. Your license is not, it's suspended at this point. You need to just get a hold of DPS to find out what you need to do to get your license. If you drove here today, you cannot drive home. Don't drive. You're in violation. If you drive, you're in violation of the probation. If you violate this probation, I will issue a warrant. I'm going to put you in jail. And you're looking at 180 days. So be careful. You understand that?
Now that she has a court order to pay restitution.
Oh, I don't know, but don't just start driving. You need to call them. This is the number to the driver's license division. Should read my hand. That's the number to the driver's license division. You need to call them before you just start driving to verify, because if you just start driving on a suspended license, you're in violation. When you call them, call it 7 in the morning. Don't call it any other time, otherwise you'll never get through. All right? Questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good luck.
Thanks, Judge.
Hi, coming up.
Wait a second though. If you're gonna lick the like button, like it's Mr. Allen, you have to practice first. You can't just go in there. I suggest practicing here. Practice here. Give me the cake. You know, you just need this part of it. So you can just send me the cake, practice here, and then you can lick the like button.
Have a matter that was on the docket yesterday.
Someone subbed you out though.
Judge?
Or no, they withdrew. Right.
So last week, we had done a walkthrough on the felony, because he has a PCS together
Okay, turn it off before you start licking it, guys. Come on.
with the CWI. We did the walkthrough, that one was set to December in RIC court. He posted bond and then he was on the docket for yesterday. I don't know, I guess I didn't do a sub, I just did an attorney of record, didn't pop up in my docket. He didn't know, it was not his fault.
He knows he's supposed to be here regardless. He gets paperwork.
He didn't get a date from the bail bond. I don't know what
Believe
happened.
that for a second.
And truly, he did not know. I spoke to A-Way bail bonds yesterday, and he really did not know the date.
The problem is that it's not the first time we've had this issue with him. The case is what? Is it?
It's very old. It's from
50 days old?
2000. I understand, Judge. As soon as he called me immediately yesterday, he's here today with me. I was just asking if we can reinstate his previous bond
bring
of
him up.
1,001. I do need an interpreter. I'm sorry. I can reapproach.
Yeah, let's get an
She
interpreter.
is so pretty. That cop is great. I don't know about the
The
pan.
cost number, Judge, is
Cop is great.
2460559. And that's Guillermo Escobar Tobar.
He's literally taken off 1, 2, 3, 4 different times.
I don't know what transpired.
Tobar, can you bring them up and put them in the jury box?
I don't know what happened before, Judge.
I know, but I have, and I've been dealing with him for like 2 years now, in the back. What, oh, you don't have room?
No.
Just, okay, put him in there.
I can reapproach when.
Yeah, for sure. Too many people in jail or what? Mr. Newley.
In jail or
Hey, bud.
How are you today?
Doing good.
Ms. Hopkins,
Okay.
I think,
Okay, this is the last one.
the state will be filing a dismissal on that case.
Let's go to
escorted outside and.
No, we already did that one in Dell Street.
Put everything in and then I'll waive her appearance.
We did her yesterday, so let's go back to her today. We did her twice. Starving.
Guys, did Michael finish his trial? Do you know?
Can't get
Should be
WhatsApp.
done by tomorrow. He's a two-day.
Hopefully today he'll be done.
I'm gonna get something to eat.
Yes.
Meaning, guilt, not guilt, done?
I don't believe so.
He's just expecting to wrap up today.
Yes, Judge.
So he's surrendered.
Okay.
All right. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Did she surrender the passport?
Yes, Judge, I've given it to her. Yeah, she's got it.
All right, so Ms. Udo, it looks like your lawyer has done a great job of securing you a bond now. I'm gonna tell you now, we don't give, we really take these cases seriously. And I want you to understand that I'm gonna set you a bond now, but you're not gonna get another one. We expect you to go either post bond in that jurisdiction or go turn yourself in. You're old enough to know that actions have consequences. And if you fail to go turn yourself in, and if you just take off, okay, I get it. But I'm gonna revoke this bond. I will set it at 0. I'm not gonna give you another one. This is the one opportunity you have to make it right and either go turn yourself in or post bond in that jurisdiction. If you decide to post bond in that jurisdiction, you must also get that proof to Ms. Oko here. And then she will give it to the DAs and then they will dismiss this fugitive case against you. If you fail to do that, I set the bond at 0, issue a nationwide warrant for your arrest. I'm gonna get you because you can't run forever. And this time I will hold you physically in custody until, is it Tennessee?
Michigan.
Michigan comes and gets you. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Do you have any questions?
I just know I wasn't running before now.
Inconsequential, it
And
doesn't
I'm
matter.
gonna go do what I'm supposed to do to make sure it's taken care of.
I'm gonna tell you though, is that you owe a lot of money. And until you start paying for it, it's gonna be out there forever. And you will always have a warrant and they will always seek jail time against you until you pay their arrearages. That's just it. That money is not yours, it belongs to the children and they need it. Or whoever was taking care of the children at the time. As long as you pay it, everyone is happy. If you don't, this is what happens. And how many days have you spent in jail now? A week?
Almost.
Ah,
a week.
I mean, all that time you could have been working and giving them the money. So anyways, so what are we setting the bond at?
4,000, I believe.
I'll set the bond at $4,000. If for some reason she's unable to make the bond, are you positive that she's able to make that bond?
Yes, Judge, I've spoken with her family members and they're gonna, as soon as the paperwork processes, they'll get it.
Because remember, the problem is that you are an inherent flight risk because of the fugitive nature. So there's no 10%, there's no 20%, is you will probably have to post all of the money up front.
And they will.
Okay? All right, man. Good luck to you.
Can you come over here?
Judge, may I be excused, Judge?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So you're gonna sign right here.
We did it. And you guys are about to be so jealous. I just ordered cream chip beef on toast over medium eggs, home fries. I did not add mushrooms or onions or peppers to my home fries. You want to know why? They wanted $2 for each. So just regular home fries because they're very expensive. Why would you charge $2 for a couple peppers. Anyway, and bacon. I didn't order donuts. It was all just savory, just salt and carbs. And now I can't wait for it to get here. It's not going to get here till, oh my gosh, 35 minutes. I got eggs and bacon, John. Got eggs and bacon and home fries and toast with cream chip beef on top. Yes. All right. Please don't forget. I'm gonna regret saying this, but I'm gonna keep trying. Send a birthday card to Judge Fleischer. Go into the Discord and figure out how. There's a whole channel. Go in there to ask your questions. Make sure you comment in this video's comment Tina P's birthday and JoJo's birthday. Please, just can you just say happy birthday? Not very many people do. I beg when it's someone's birthday. And I would hope that it would just take a second to just say happy birthday, or HB. It only takes 1 second for people to go in there and say HB. You don't even have to name them. They know who they are. Just say HB. Or go over the top and, do all kinds of emojis, whatever. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much for watching this stream. I really, 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 really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys in chat who make every stream awesome. I mean, like, okay, I haunt you. Let's keep it down now. You talk too much. You guys really, really help each other in stream. And it's really great that we can have somewhere to go to where we can just, no stress, no worries, just people who want to support us. So I really appreciate it. Except for you, Brent. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I will see you guys in a couple hours in Judge's Court. It's Friday, so try not to get arrested. I'm going to try to have no fights in my bar tonight. Bye, guys. Thanks.
Got these lights that goes digital dreams through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor, dark and twisted charm. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes mirror sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With each stream, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor, dark and twisted charm. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's laugh